Aren't you a little short for a stormtrooper?
What's up, nerds? Welcome to another episode of the Multiverse Report. We are recapping the week's nerdy news from Mandalore to Numenor and everywhere in between. And boy, you gotta know, I was happy when I realized those two locations rhymed and had the same number of syllables. Mandalore to Numenor. My name is Mike Gibson. With me as always is Steve Haller. What's up, Steve?
Well, it seems like way too much news coming out of D23 and one minor snippet of DC news. And when I say minor snippet, I mean a huge trailer for Black Adam.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Not quite as much D23 news as we expected.
Well, it was everything but the
us.
one piece that everybody overhyped that just didn't show up.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I feel like when it comes to Comic-Cons, fans really have to stop listening to their own hype and
Yeah.
Like, listen to what the corporations are telling you that they're going to give you, because no one said anything about the Fantastic Four cast being announced at D23. We just all wanted it, so hoped that it would happen. Guess what? It didn't happen. Neither did we get anything about the X-Men. Neither did Henry Cavill show up and say that he was going to be...
Or John Boyega, or anybody else that was rumored.
Or anyone else that people thought was going to have... Like, yo, nah, man. They can't possibly announce something new every single time they show up. We just had Comic-Con. They announced 1,000 things. They can't do it again. And this is Disney. This is just Disney. It's not Comic-Con. Right. It's Disney. They don't want it to be the Star Wars and Lucasfilm festival. They want it to be the D23. So they're looking for equal time for the Little Mermaid trailer and all this other stuff. So anyway, yes.
Was there a Little Mermaid trailer?
There was. I thought it looked great. Oh. Like, underwater stuff looked real good. Like, real good.
I'm assuming that means they're making a live-action Little Mermaid.
They are making a live-action Little Mermaid. Guess what? Racists are mad about it because she's black.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
Avoid the internet. So,
yeah.
Everybody.
It's the whole, like... Yeah.
Insanity.
Guess what? Mermaids don't exist, so it doesn't matter what they look like.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
I just don't. I don't like people.
Yeah. I don't like racists.
Yes. That's very much so.
Plenty of people I like. I don't think any of them are racists unless they're real good at hiding it. Anyway, as you mentioned, one super cool piece of DC news before we dive into mostly just Marvel and Star Wars stuff. Got another trailer for Black Adam. This movie comes out next month, October.
A month from now, right?
21st, the 20th, something like that. Like, crazy. Very excited about this. New Black Adam trailer. Not completely new shots. A lot of shots from the same stuff that we kind of had seen before. But there's definitely more. There's some more action. There's more of the Justice Society of America, which made me very happy. And Amanda Waller. We had heard that Amanda Waller was going to appear in Black Adam. And here she was in this new trailer, placing it firmly within the mainline existing DC-EU continuity. And yeah, we got a good bit more of Hawkman in this trailer. He's the one talking to Amanda Waller, saying we're gonna take him out or whatever. Cool. Got his mace turning into an axe using that nth metal.
Yep, that was pretty sweet.
Metal is a thing in DC. It's like a magic metal that the Hawk's weapons are made out of. Anyway, it's like magic, can turn in other stuff. It's a whole thing. But that was Super Do.
Oh, also Super Do.
Super cool. Super Do.
For the record, you guys have too many Hawks. Because there's Hawk, there's Hawkman. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, you're right.
There's a lot. There's like
Hawk and Dove.
Yeah.
There's Hawkman. There's Hawkgirl. There's a whole race of Thanagarians that dress like that, also.
Oh.
And there's also the Black Hawks, which is like a World War II fighter pilot team. And
not the hockey team.
Not the hockey team.
Okay.
The Lady Black Hawk being a displaced in time female Black Hawk that is a member of the Birds of Prey team. So yes, you're right.
Oh.
There's lots of Hawks.
Yeah.
Welcome to DC Comics. Lots of talking gorillas, lots of Hawks. Yeah, and more. So more Hawkman, more Dr. Fate which I'm very excited about Dr. Fate in this movie, and I really hope. I don't know. I think this movie looks great. I think it looks really good. I think it looks like, a fun action movie. Certainly has a high scale, lots of explosions. I think that the fact, I've said this a million times, I think the fact that The Rock is in it, I think is kind of guaranteed box office success. Everyone loves that guy, and all of his movies make a ton of money at the box office. So,
right.
I think financially it's going to be a big win. I hope it's actually a good movie. The trailer looks good, but I don't know. You never know. So I've seen great trailers for movies that end up being terrible. So.
Yeah, it didn't have that feel of everything that's good in the movie is coming in the trailer, though.
Yeah, it actually feels like, because they're kind of using chunks of similar scenes in these trailers, it seems like there's probably a good chunk of this movie that they're keeping from us. And I like that. I like that I can tell that they're holding stuff back, that it's not going to be the entire film. Like, I remember when I saw, my main example of that is Batman versus Superman, Dawn of Justice. I felt like I saw the trailer and I was like, seems like they're giving a lot away in this trailer. And then they were like, no, there's so much more. You have no idea. And then I saw the movie. I was like, nope, that was everything I saw.
No, you showed us the trailer and that was it.
Yep. That was great. I figured out the entire movie. Great. Oh yeah. I'm hoping that, I hope that this is as good as it is financially guaranteed, or more or less,
right?
I should say. Yeah. So, you have any thoughts on this new Black Adam trailer before we dive into things elsewhere? Because I know you're not as familiar.
Yeah.
With
no, I
the
think
character or the characters.
Right. We talked a lot before. I think when we saw the teaser of what they showed, and they used a lot of the same footage, which is again something that kind of makes me happy that they're not not giving away too much. And they're confident enough that the movie's gonna be able to sell itself. So I don't know. It made me more excited, or at least as excited to see it. Like it was a nice refresher of oh yeah, this is still here. Okay, this is coming. Yeah. This is gonna be good.
Yep. Very interested to see if Shazam is referenced or is in this movie as a cameo or a post-credit scene.
Right. The way you talked, it's very much he kind of has to be if it's anything like the comics.
Yeah, I mean, that's, I think The Rock came out a couple weeks ago and said that he very much wanted to separate Black Adam and Shazam and have them have their own stories before bringing them together. And that's probably the reason that Black Adam wasn't the main villain in the first Shazam movie, even though the villain they used is a classic Shazam villain as well. But, I think this will, because we have another Shazam movie coming out. I think when it's a mini Avengers thing. It's just a team but if first Shazam movie is a hit, second Shazam movie is a hit, Black Adam is a hit. Then if we do by the time they do a crossover, even if there's no other DC characters in it, if it's just Black Adam versus Shazam, people will be like, hell yeah, I'm into this because I like both these franchises already, like a mini Marvel team up kind of thing.
Which we'll talk more about Marvel team-ups later.
We sure will. And there's been rumors that he's going to be in the post-credit scene. There's also been rumors that Henry Cavill's going to come back as Superman in the post-credit scene. Those rumors are mostly fan speculation, but also based on the fact that The Rock has referenced how he would love to see Black Adam fight Superman several times, and close to remember, I think we did the math on how long The Rock has been attached to play Black Adam, and it was 8 years or something. It's some incredible amount of time. Shortly after he was cast as Black Adam, he posted a picture of him having lunch with Henry Cavill. This was before Justice League, before the whole, is he going to be Superman anymore? So I think fans are reaching back to the memory of that photo and the fact that he always talks about wanting to fight Superman, thinking oh, maybe this is going to be Henry Cavill's return to the role. Who knows? Who knows?
That's going to be the perpetual thing. Yeah.
Exactly. There's around every corner we're expecting Henry Cavill to be lurking.
Until either Henry Cavill shows back up or somebody else is cast as Superman. That's all we're going to hear about.
You're right. This is what it's going to be forever. Good point. Yep.
Every single thing that comes out.
So let's start moving into some D23 stuff. Actually, this first thing, I don't know. This was actually came out before D23 started. I think this was leaked, and I don't know. I haven't really been scouring the internet for like footage from inside of D23 to see like the panel. I mean, the announcements or the speeches and things like that. So I don't know if they touched on this during the Lucasfilm.
There was enough that came at us without scouring the internet.
Yeah, for sure. So a bit of casting news, a bit of very exciting casting news. Eman Esfandi has been cast as Ezra Bridger in Disney's Ahsoka series. Now, this the role of Ezra Bridger, very much rumored, speculated that was going to be included in this show based on what we know about the show and what we have seen Ahsoka talking about in her appearance in Mandalorian Season 2.
Yep.
Looking for Grand Admiral Thrawn. And as we know, at the end of Rebels, he disappears with Ezra Bridger. And if they're looking for Thrawn, they're probably looking for Ezra as well. Very excited this role is finally cast. There were rumors about somebody else being cast as Ezra a year ago or so. Every now and then we hear a rumor about.
It was Mina Massoud, who was the live-action Aladdin. That was the rumor for a long time.
You're right.
I have to laugh. You in the rundown, you had a Hollywood Reporter link. They found the perfect picture of Eman Esfandi standing at South by Southwest, and his hair looks legit exactly like Ezra Bridger's flow. It's like, oh, perfect. Okay, they found the right picture.
Amazing. Eman Esfandi has been in a movie called Red 11. He had a small part in the movie King Richard, also a movie called The Inspection. He is joining the current known cast of Ahsoka is Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka Tano, Mary Elizabeth Winstead in a mystery role, Natasha Leo Bordizio as I'm blanking on her name.
Sabine Wren.
Sabine. Yep. Ray Stevenson and Hayden Christensen returning as Anakin Skywalker, either in flashbacks or as a Force ghost. But unless, yeah, those are the only two options. So, what do you think about this casting? Does it make you more excited for the Ahsoka series or same amount?
I mean, I'm glad that they have confirmed that Ezra's in it. Yeah. I've never seen Eman Esfandi in anything to my knowledge.
Neither have I.
So I have really no thoughts on it outside of the fact that, like I said, that picture that Hollywood Reporter went with looks exactly like what I would picture a live-action Ezra Bridger to be.
Yep. Yeah. It's going to make me... I feel like it's going to make me want to watch Rebels again prior to the show coming out. And you know what? It's kind of smart of them doing that because I feel like it's going to make a lot of people watch Rebels.
Oh, yeah.
Like, people really care about this character. I need to go back and watch 4 seasons of this animated show to learn about him.
And it's a good animated show. So
it is great. It is great. And honestly, I was so on Ezra when I first started watching Rebels. I was like, is this guy going to be the main character? Really? This guy? Really? Obviously, it's more of an ensemble, but
you mean kind of like we all were with Ahsoka when she showed up as Snips the first time, and it was just like, wow, she's really annoying.
Yeah.
Oh, she became one of my favorite, if not like top 5 favorite Star Wars characters of all time. Oh, cool.
Yep. Yeah. Exactly like that.
Yeah.
So,
both of them really, really climbed the ladder after the first seasons of their show.
Yeah. Do you think these live action shows are the reason we don't have just like more seasons of Rebels and Clone Wars?
I think so.
Like if we weren't getting a live action Ahsoka series, I feel like they would have made Rebels season 5.
Yeah, I think Filoni would, like, however he ends up doing it, I think he wants to continue his Filoniverse thing he's got going. So
yeah,
we would see it one way or another. But if it's greenlit for live action, then he's probably going to take that route.
Yeah. Yep. No word on when this is going to be. I don't even know if they're filming that. Are they filming this show yet? I don't know if they're even filming it. But
don't remember.
No word on release. Obviously, we're still far out. But Ezra Bridger making the jump to live action in the Ahsoka series officially. We also got from the Star Wars portion of D23, we got a bunch of trailers. We got 4 trailers. for Mandalorian Season 3, The Bad Batch Season 2, Tales of the Jedi, and Andor. So 2 of those things are coming out next year. Mandalorian is sometime in 2023. Bad Batch is January 2023. That just got moved. I think it was supposed to be end of this year.
Yep.
Just got moved to January. Tales of the Jedi, October 26th, this very year. My word. And Andor, a 3-episode premiere on September 21st. That is right around the corner, my friend. That is next week.
That is the day we'll be seeing They Might Be Giants, my friend.
Whoa! We'll be at a concert, not able to watch Andor.
So you won't have instant reactions, but you might the next day, because I'm pretty sure both of us are going to be pounding through that as quick as we can.
Yeah, so let's go through this real quick. Mandalorian Season 3, I believe this was the teaser that we saw at, or that people saw at Comic-Con, but was not
I
released.
think so.
It's pretty much the same. More Bo-Katan. We get a lot of Mandalore, which is cool. We see that throne room, famous throne room from Clone Wars. Very excited to see that.
There were things that happened in that room.
Oh, like the greatest lightsaber fight ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of Ahsoka Tano. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, so we're not gonna spend a ton of time on this. But hey, as much as I don't like Rise of Skywalker, I don't know one person that doesn't love Babu Frick.
Yeah.
And that little dude shows up in Mandalorian Season 3. I'm all about it. Hey.
Yeah, it was some solid feels of like him being told by the armorer that he's a Mandalorian no more, and then panning from that to Bo-Katan and her talking about, hey, your fringe sect like ruined all this, and I've got a hunch you're going to see him siding with Death Watch eventually, which I'd assume we all thought at some point, but this even leads even more towards it.
It does seem like he is finding other members of his sect on Mandalore. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just looking at Mandalorians with helmets on versus Mandalorians without them, and I'm just connecting dots that may not be there. I don't know. But I'm very excited for Mandalore Leon Season 2. 3 for sure. Bad Batch Season 2. I gotta say, this trailer looks great too for a show that I was like so on. This trailer looks great. Lots of action, lots of cool stuff. And I remember the end of Season 1 was great. Like the fall of Kamino. That was great. That was really good. That's
what I was gonna say. Was like Bad Batch. It started hot for me, and then it faded through the middle, and then it really picked up at the end, and it really got me wanting a Season 2, without me realizing I wanted a Season 2. But watching that trailer, it's just like, oh, okay. And just the fact that Gungi survived Order 66 just warms my heart.
Yeah, that's great.
Anytime you see a Wookiee with a lightsaber, I'm happy.
I know. I had forgotten because we got a teaser a while ago, and I had forgotten that he was in that, and I was like, oh, hey, there he is. Great.
He's still here. Yay.
And both this and Tales of the Jedi, it's the same style of animation, but if you're someone that watched all of the Clone Wars, you can tell how, like, just leaps and bounds the animation has gotten so much better than when they started Clone Wars. And it's the same style, same, like, character design, but just, like, the detail, the motion of it, like, all the backgrounds and stuff, it just all looks really, really, really great. And that's a great segue into Tales of the Jedi, which I did not expect to come out this year. I thought we only heard about that not long ago, I feel like, and now it's already done. Coming out in October.
So it is official that they're all shorts.
That's also true. It's good to keep in mind they are shorts. Yep. And we don't know, like, does shorts mean 5 minutes? Do they mean 10 minutes?
Right. Are we talking the BB-8 shorts that are like 3 minutes long, or
30 seconds long?
Well, 30 seconds long, and then 2.5 minutes of credits.
Yeah. Well, like I Am Groot, like those are like, I think 3 or 4 minutes. But like I was just watching like a new Lightning McQueen set of shorts with my son tonight. And those are like 11 minutes, but those are also shorts. So like, is it just less than 20 minutes?
Yeah, I think it's anything that's under the standard TV runtime. Yeah. Of like, what is it, 23 minutes or something?
Yeah.
So it seemed
this looked great. Yeah, this looked great. It was really cool seeing young Qui-Gon, because it looked a lot like a lot like Liam Neeson. I
Yeah.
felt like.
Oh,
They did a
very
good
much
job.
so.
Without
And
the
like
facial hair, they did a great job.
I think I really liked that they, and I don't know if they intentionally did it, but I felt like young Dooku really leaned into the Tartakovsky a little.
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
And
I can see that.
that was a nice little nod, even if it wasn't intentional.
Yeah,
But like seeing those two contrasting storylines of like Ahsoka and Dooku and how that's going to work out. Like we know the end result. We know where they started, but you know, we're filling in some gaps here.
But let's talk about the biggest surprise in Tales of the Jedi trailer, Yaddle.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
In action.
In action, not just sitting on a Jedi Council chair in Phantom Menace.
The Jedi Council beanbag chairs.
Yeah, yeah. If you don't know who we're talking about, Yaddle is a female Yoda, and I only say that because we don't know the name of Yoda's species.
Yep.
So the third of the Yoda-like species that we know of, actually, I mean Grogu's the third because Yaddle debuted before, and she's in one scene in the Phantom Menace when Qui-Gon is talking to the Jedi Council, I believe.
Yep.
About finding Anakin. And there's Yoda sitting next to Mace Windu, and then at the other side of the circle, there's like a little female Yoda with some brown hair.
Yeah, it's like Yoda with a top knot.
Yeah, exactly. We knew nothing about her, no other information, and now she's showing up in Tales of the Jedi. I wonder if we're gonna learn anything about Yaddle, or if she'll die. Maybe. Who knows?
Yeah, because she is missing from the rest of
We do not see her again ever. So, I mean, I guess it would kind of make sense if she did, or maybe this is pre-Phantom Menace and we just still don't know what happens. But maybe it has to be pre-Phantom Menace. Well, I guess we don't know which story she's in. I assume that she was in the Count Dooku story, and if she is,
right,
that is pre-Phantom Menace, so she wouldn't die. But
right, because if she was on the council when all that went down, she would have probably been on the council when Dooku was training under Yoda.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
or at least a master if she wasn't on the council. But
right.
And I almost didn't watch this last trailer, Andor, the second trailer for Andor. I almost didn't watch it because I loved the first trailer so much. I thought it looked great. I was like, I don't need to see this trailer. Hell, I'll watch it. God damn, this looks so good.
Yeah.
This show looks so good. So good. Like, there's stuff that my wife was watching some of these trailers with me because I didn't get to watch them like as they were announced. So we watched like Mandalorian season 3 and Secret Invader, like all these trailers.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, "Yeah, it looks good. Yeah, it looks good. Yeah, it looks good." And then we watched Andor. She goes, "Oh, I'll watch that with you." Like she was like, right, she loved it. Like,
nice.
Pulled her right in. And I agree, it looks so good, super intense. Looks like a movie. It's just like I think there's some shots you can kind of tell they use the volume or they're using green screen, but so much looks like it's on location or just like real, either real background shots or fully well rendered CGI. It just looks really great, like giant explosions and stuff. Like, oh man.
Well, and that
very excited about Andor.
Yeah, and it's got that. It's got a very lived-in feel, which has been, especially with a lot of these high production value and cost shows. Like sometimes they lose that in the dress or like the buildings weathered and all that sort of stuff. And it's like, no, it felt like it was of that era and like in that same vein as Rogue One, of very lived in the dark times. And like everything's not all kosher. There's stormtroopers just wandering about everywhere, and I think they're hitting the look and feel right on the nose. Yeah,
and they're really leaning in. It says right up in the top of the trailer from the creators of Rogue One. Like they're like, hey, remember that movie that 90% of Star Wars fans think is amazing?
Yep.
Yeah, they're doing this now.
Well, I saw I saw an interview with Tony
Gilroy.
Yep. Where he was like, when I went into Rogue One, I wasn't a huge Star Wars fan. Like, I didn't worship the source material. And he was saying how, of course, forgot to, grab a link and throw it in the show notes, because why wouldn't I?
That's fine.
But he was saying how he wasn't a huge Star Wars fan when he took the gig, and that maybe that's what helped it, in that there wasn't this reverence to the source material of like, oh, I've got to make sure it lives up to the Star Wars name, and he was just able to make a good movie.
Yeah, and I get that from this trailer too, where it's not like they're not trying to tell you like, hey, Darth Vader's out there somewhere, and hey, somewhere on another planet is Leia making plans with her dad to whatever, you know.
Right.
Like they're treating it really just like focusing on these characters. Like, we need to do this now. We need to stand up, or we're going to get crushed. Like, the time is now. You know, it's not. It's more focused on this singular story, like Rogue. I mean, Rogue One did obviously incorporate Vader and other elements and stuff like that. The two things that I just mentioned, Vader and Leia, are like both in Rogue
right.
One. But also,
like again, like Leia's the blind at the end. You don't even know. It's not like they're like using her as the marketing tool or any of that. It's just like, oh, by the way, here's that scene you knew happened but didn't know happened.
Yeah.
And also Vader's a giant badass.
Yeah. But no, it just really looks like they're focused on like the beginning of the rebellion. Like, this is like the story of, a few people like trying to get this off the ground. I don't know. It just looks very focused.
Yep.
On what it knows. It seems like it really knows what it is, and it is like a political thriller / spy espionage kind of thing.
Right.
It looks great, and it's not the only one of those that we're going to talk about tonight, I think.
No, I'd agree.
But we're gonna.
And they both seem like they look good.
I agree. But leaving Star Wars, going into Marvel, again, as we talked about earlier, a lot of people were very upset that Marvel didn't announce 10 new movies and the cast of Fantastic Four and 23 X-Men. But you know what? They didn't tell you they were going to do that. And that, like, you and I were talking about this earlier today too, where people were mad at Comic-Con. I feel like people were mad at DC because DC was like, there's going to be a Shazam panel and there's going to be a Black Adam panel, and that's literally all that there was. And people were like, oh, surprises? What? They're like, well, we told you what we're going to do. Like, sometimes you got to take it at face value.
Right.
Marvel is kind of helping to create this problem. I mean, no shade on Marvel. Like, I get they want the surprise. They want to come out and be like, this is the thing you never thought you wanted, and bam, now your mind is on fire because I just told you that we're doing a Blade movie or, Daredevil show or something, like something like that. Like, they want that explosion of like fandom. But now people are so expecting that when they don't announce a new mind-blowing thing, people are mad, which is insane. It's like, whatever, like fan entitlement, blah, 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 whatever. But like, it's just, we got more information on stuff that they already asked for, and people are mad they didn't announce 12 new things. Like, just, I don't know, just be happy with what they're giving you. But also maybe, I don't know, maybe Marvel should be like, we're going to talk about these things. If they're not announcing something new, maybe give like a couple breadcrumbs.
Right.
So maybe avoid that in the future. I don't know. Do whatever you want. I mean, it's not on Marvel. It's on the fans that are just expecting
it's
stuff.
Above and beyond expectations.
Yeah, exactly. But all that being said, we got some really cool stuff. We had some really cool announcements.
Yeah.
Not the least of which being the cast of the Thunderbolts movie, which was officially announced at Comic-Con. There were rumors of it, but had never been officially announced. And okay, well, I'll get to that in a second. The cast of the Thunderbolts, cast and characters of the Thunderbolts, as is. Florence Pugh returning as Yelena Belova. David Harbour returning as the Red Guardian. Wyatt Russell returning as U.S. Agent. Olga Kurylenko returning as Taskmaster. Hannah John Kamen returning as Ghost. And Sebastian Stan as Bucky Barnes. Coming back for the Thunderbolts. A team is going to be managed by Julie Louis-Dreyfus returning as Valentina Allegra de Fontaine.
Yep.
So that is a really great cast. I love that. Very interested in the relationship between a lot of these characters because, like, Yelena Belova, Red Guardian, and Taskmaster, all from the Black Widow movie, all have a history. Definitely going to have some drama between Taskmaster, who tried to kill all of them many times. I know they ended that movie on, okay terms or whatever,
right,
more or less. And then also you have U.S. Agent and Bucky, who clearly do not get along based on the events of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So that's some inherent drama that you're bringing to the team. But Steve, I want your okay. Like I say real quick, this movie comes out July 26, 2024, so we got some time. It's going to close out Phase 5 of the MCU before we jump into Phase 6 with Fantastic Four. So now, Steve, I have not read one Thunderbolts comic ever in my life. From what I've read online, I've read about Thunderbolts comics. I've read some people that are complaining about this, saying because it's not. They're saying that this movie is looking like it's more like Marvel's version of the Suicide Squad, when Thunderbolts is really not supposed to be that. It's supposed to be like villains that are disguised as heroes that are like throughout that time end up some of them becoming heroes or something like that. Like it's not necessarily just like, yo, you work for the government and we're going to kill you if you don't do this mission, which is like Suicide Squad. But it seems like this version of Thunderbolts is more like Marvel's version of Suicide Squad. Is any of that right or wrong, or how do you feel about it?
That's about my read on it. I think I might have read some Thunderbolts, but nothing too crazy. But everything I can remember of hearing about the team was that it was like basically started as an infiltration type thing of, oh, we're going to be in I want to say, was it Norman Osborn at one point, or Zemo, or
oh, I think you might be right. Yeah.
I know both of them have had iterations of like leading the Thunderbolts in the Val role. But they would like create this superhero team that would, do the bidding of whoever as a front for what they actually were trying to do, or like be the good guy for long enough and then, flip the switch, or like set out to flip the switch. And then some members of the team like shut it down and do that whole thing. I think they're not far off in that. If you look at all of these members, they're all reformed bad guys in one way or another. But have all already gone through their reformation. Now the question will be, is like one of the threads, the underlying threads in the movie, like, okay, bad things are still happening, which one of you is still bad type thing. Or who's still the mole. But I don't know. I mean, you've got Bucky, who literally was the Winter Soldier. You've got Ghost, who was the antagonist of Ant-Man and the Wasp. All of the Black
US
Widow
agent.
Stuff. US agent. No, he was totally fine and normal.
Exactly.
Literally killing someone with Cap's shield. And then, is that it? Who am I missing? I'm missing somebody there.
Well, like Yelena's like in it for herself.
Right.
She's not necessarily a villain. Red Guardian, he's like a Russian Captain America, so I don't know if he's really considered a villain or not. I don't remember that from the movie.
And then Taskmaster is whatever.
Taskmaster,
I'll be curious what they do with like deprogramming her, or
if
she becomes like, when they deprogram her, does she become the quippy like Tony Masters type Taskmaster?
Oh, right. I gotta watch Black Widow again. That movie was great. I thought that movie was really good.
The first time I saw it, it was definitely good. I saw it again and I was like, yeah, there's some holes in here, but it was still fun. Like, it was still.
I should watch it again.
Yeah.
I remember thinking it was great the first time I saw it. I should watch it a second time.
I still got to get back to Thor: Love and Thunder now that it exists on streaming.
Yeah.
So
True. I saw one other complaint about this cast in that, or the selection of characters here, in that there's not really any diversity of power besides like Ghost, who can like kind of go through things and whatever. Everyone else is just
it's very punchy.
Yeah. For me, I'm kind of into that. I like a good street level movie. So I don't know. I feel like I'm okay with it. Like, what are they going to do? Are they going to like steal something? Have to break into somewhere? Like, yeah, you have to do that, and all you can do is punch. Yeah, let's do that. Figure it out. Use your brain. So I'm down for that. Something that will definitely have more than just punchy vibes is a show called Secret Invasion, I do believe. And we got a trailer for Secret Invasion. What? You're laughing. What?
I didn't have the rundown up, and I'm like, where's he going with this? Oh, yeah, the next thing on the rundown. That makes sense.
Yeah, this is a show was announced a long time ago, and we've been hearing about it. Lots of people cast in it. Really great cast for this movie. Olivia Colman. I forgot that Olivia Colman was cast in this movie. She looks great. Don Cheadle, Samuel L. Jackson, obviously. Colby Smulders returning as Maria Hill. Amelia Clarke as, I don't know.
Somebody.
Who's that going to be?
I'm putting money on some sort of secret Skrull.
Oh, you think so?
I think so. I think she'll be like one of the Skrulls helping out.
Ooh, okay. All right, we'll get to that in a second. Secret Invasion trailer. We got a D23. I really like this trailer way more than I thought I was going to. This was a show that I was like meh on. I was like, I don't know what this is going to be like. But man, this is similar to Andor, like we teased earlier. I thought this was just really great, like espionage, like just real spy shit, you know?
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
Nick Fury. It's clearly focused on Nick Fury, and I didn't realize it was going to be like his show, I guess. But he seems to be the main character, at least based on this trailer. This is Nick Fury returning from space to uncover maybe a Skrull invasion. They didn't really say that. I mean, we're assuming that because that's the comic is based on like a secret Skrull invasion.
Yep.
That happened under our noses. We only see one Skrull in this entire trailer, besides Ben Mendelsohn, who we know is a Skrull, but
right,
he's like
because he's Talos. That's making his face look facey.
Human guys. But as far as like alien-looking Skrulls, we see one.
Right.
In the whole trailer.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure we definitely, I'm pretty sure we saw more than one Skrull, but we only saw one looking like a Skrull.
Exactly. In that scene where Ben Mendelsohn grabs a guy and then everyone else in the restaurant stands up and they're all
the
exactly
same,
like that one guy. Yeah. That was cool. But just like
that was shades of what's his face in the Matrix.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Agent
Elrond. Yeah.
Yeah, Elrond. Yeah.
Hugo Weaving. There you go.
Yeah. But like, in that scene, he's sitting across the table from War Machine, being like, Fury's like, who else? How do you trust everybody you know, or who else is on your security detail and things like that? Like, why are you asking me these questions? It's like, can't tell you. I don't know. It's just
right.
Really cool. Like I don't know, just like awesome covert spy shit that you've always wanted. Like, it would have been great if they had made. I mean, I guess this is it. I was gonna say it'd be great if they had made like a Maria Hill, Nick Fury spy movie. I guess maybe this is what this is. But with shape-shifting aliens at the same time.
Right.
So like I'm excited about the spy espionage or secret spy vibes of it for sure. I don't know if it gets too cosmic-y, it might lose me. But this trailer made it look like something I'm very interested in. I've heard rumors that Amelia Clarke is playing Jessica Drew, aka Spider-Woman.
Oh. That'd be interesting.
Like dyed black. It's not the normal like brown hair that she normally has in real life.
Yep. Hair's black back there.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think she could. That'd be a good casting. I think I'd be down with her being Spider-Woman. Do they own Spider-Woman? Does that have to be a Sony thing? What goes on there? I don't know.
Oh yeah, I mentioned Thor. It is officially Morbin time on Netflix as well for anybody who
that's true.
Who has not seen it.
Properties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did also.
Morbius.
Oh God, I still don't know if I want to.
You should. It's not as bad as you think it. Like it's not as bad as you think it is. It's bad, but it's not terrible.
All right, I'll probably give it a go. I would have watched like Venom and Let There Be Carnage, but you can't find them anywhere because Sony has all their stuff on a service nobody cares about.
I'll say this: if you feel like you want to watch Morbius, think about other like you've never seen Shazam. Maybe watch that instead. That's good.
Right.
Anytime you think I think I'm going to watch Morbius. Wait a second. What good hero movies haven't I seen? Right.
Well, that's why I was like, Thor: Love and Thunder or Morbius. Who's going to win that one first?
Exactly. Yeah.
I did also notice that Dermot Mulroney and Christopher McDonald, Shooter McGavin himself, were cast. I think we talked about both those at one point.
We did talk about that a long time ago. Yeah. Man, this is an excellent cast for this show.
And Bilbo Baggins, Mr. Martin Freeman.
Yeah, and Martin Freeman too. He was in one short side of the trailer. I was like, ooh, is that him? Amazing. So cool.
He's not just in Wakanda anymore, folks.
No, he's everywhere. Speaking of minor characters coming back.
Hold on. I just had something in my head. Bilbo Baggins goes to Wakanda.
Whoa, as Bilbo Baggins.
Yeah, no, that's the new that's the crossover we didn't know we needed.
Wow.
A hobbit displaced in Wakanda.
That would be wild.
There's all these tall people, and there's all this fancy metal. What's going on here?
Yeah. Wow. He'd probably have a great time. They'd probably get along.
Yeah, why not? I feel like Bilbo would get along with just about anybody.
Yeah.
So
Who doesn't love a Baggins?
yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, speaking of minor characters being brought back, I'm very excited about this. Tim Blake Nelson is returning as the leader in Captain America 4, better known as Captain America New World Order. So this is like one of those, like, they had panels for all these other things. They just didn't release the footage, or they showed footage and didn't release it. Like, they had a panel for Captain America 4. They had a panel for Daredevil with Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio came out. We had a panel for the Marvels, and Brie Larson and the other two, whose names are escaping me, came out and talked about that. Like, they had all this, they referenced all these other movies, but we didn't necessarily get footage from all these other things because they're keeping that close to the chest or private for now. But Tim Blake Nelson, if you don't know who I'm talking about, you should go back and watch The Incredible Hulk starring Ed Norton as Bruce Banner, which more and more as the years goes by solidified as being canon to the MCU. That was up and down for a little bit because they swapped out Ed Norton for Mark Ruffalo. But when William Hurt showed up, the late great William Hurt showed up as Thunderbolt Ross as the Secretary of State. When Abomination showed up in Shang-Chi, and then Abomination showed up again in She-Hulk. It's starting to say, you know, and even in the Avengers, when Mark Ruffalo said, like, last time I hulked out, I broke Harlem. You know, that's the reference to their fighting in Harlem. So, like, you know, there's nods to it. Another confirmation, Tim Blake Nelson plays a character, Samuel Stearns, in The Incredible Hulk. Bruce Banner goes to him for a cure, finds out that this guy, this scientist, is trying to cure him, has also been, like, cloning his blood and has, like, tons of his blood all over the place. And some of that blood leaks into Samuel Stearns' brain, and it starts bulging out. The leader is a strange green alien character with a giant brain that protrudes out of his head, which is hilarious, but a classic Hulk villain.
Yep.
So interesting that they're using him in a Captain America movie, but also cool. I don't know. I just remember being, here's why I'm so excited about this. I remember seeing The Incredible Hulk. Like, you know, that was like so early MCU. It was the second movie in the MCU, right? Iron Man had come out. Hulk comes out the same summer, and Robert Downey Jr. is in the end of that movie talking to William Hurt. Like, that was the first, like, I don't think they even sent it to the end of the credits because people weren't trained to stay to the end of the credits yet. So they put it just at the end of the movie before the credits. But I was just like, holy shit, they are doing this. And Iron Man, they say, Avengers Initiative. End of this movie, there's Robert Downey Jr. Like, it is happening. They are making this. I was so excited about it.
What was the end of Iron Man 1 where they had they had Mjolnir?
No, that's the end of Iron Man 2. End of Iron Man 1 is when he comes home and Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury is standing in his house.
Okay, gotcha.
And we did not, I was like, holy shit, is that Samuel L. Jackson? What the hell? Like, this is amazing. Avengers Initiative. Like, there's so many moments from that first Iron Man movie where, like, all the nerds in the theater went, huh? Yeah. And people I was with turned to me and went, man, they're like, I'll tell you afterwards. S.H.I.E.L.D.'s a big deal. Yeah.
It's kind of a thing.
Yeah, I just viscerally remember those moments when I saw Iron Man for the first time. But anyway, that was like the first, like, ooh, this is happening. So, like, seeing him laying on the ground, the blood dripping on his head, and, like, his brain starts, like, bulging out, is like, oh my God, they're setting this up. This is going to be great. And then literally has never once mentioned him. So I'm just, like, reliving that hype now, being like, whoa, he's coming back. Finally, he's coming back. And I'm excited about it. Do you like the leader? Do you have
well, I am disappointed. I am disappointed that the origin story was slightly off because, like, in the comics he's just a janitor that gets gamma radiated.
Oh, is that true? I thought he was an alien. He's not. Oh, okay.
Nope, he's a janitor.
Either way, I thought it was a different origin story. But yeah. Yep.
But yeah, right. I mean, I like you said though, I'm curious how it's going to fit into a Cap movie.
Yeah. I know, and we shall see. I feel like they'll probably reinvent him. Maybe he won't have a giant brain, even. You know, maybe it'll be more like he is, I don't know, maybe he's like a high working at the government kind of person, and just, you know, he's like playing chess with people's lives, that kind of thing, you know.
Yep.
And Sam Wilson has to expose him. Also, we found out that cast in Captain America 4 is Shira Haas as Sabra. Carl Lumbly is returning to reprise his role as Isaiah Bradley.
Yep.
Awesome. And Danny Ramirez is reprising his role as Joaquin Torres from Falcon and Winter Soldier, and he will eventually become the new Falcon. That's super duper cool. What else is super duper cool? Shira Haas as Sabra. Should be known. If you don't know who Sabra is, I didn't really know who she was either, but I looked her up. Sabra is a mutant.
Yep. Israeli mutant.
Israeli.
So we have an Israeli superheroine and X-Men.
Yeah, and an X-person. I guess she's got like super strength, speed, agility, all that kind of stuff, and she can also like pass her life force to another person to like heal them or make them stronger or even give them powers for like a limited amount of time or something. So that's pretty cool. And just cool that they're bringing in another mutant, I gotta say. And cool that Isaiah Bradley's coming back. I hope that I don't know. You and I talked about this, how it would be so cool to get some kind of limited series or special of like a flashback of Isaiah Bradley.
Oh, dude!
Like back
give me a mini series
so cool.
of was it Red, White, and Black? Was the miniseries?
Or Red, White, and Truth?
Red, White,
or
no,
Truth. It was Truth, Red, White, and Black. That's what I think it was. Yeah. Yeah. Awesome.
Like, give us that miniseries.
Yeah. Talk about that for a second while I go kill a spider that's on my wall right now. I'll be right back.
Okay. Well, in that case, so Isaiah Bradley and the whole everything that was set up as the backstory for Isaiah Bradley in Falcon and the Winter Soldier was actually in a miniseries laid out explicitly, and the whole backstory of how Isaiah Bradley went through the Super Soldier program and all the things that he talked about. And that, for anyone who wants to read it, that is now collected. So, well worth checking out. I would personally love to grab. I saw it down at Funky Town the other week. They have the issue 1 that's just sitting on the wall, and I'm just like, oh, do I want that? I'm like, yes, I do. Does my wallet want that? Not that much.
I was gonna say, it's pretty pricey, I think. I don't remember what it was, but I remember seeing it from across the store saying, I'm going to buy that, until I got close enough to read the price tag and decided not to buy it. Yeah. Insanely was not in a collected edition when Falcon and Winter Soldier came out, but now
is now
because so many people wanted it. Yeah. Right. So that was some cool news about Captain America 4. Wrapping up the Marvel stuff.
Oh no! You know what? It was collected in 2004, but they didn't reprint it until February.
Yeah, it was out of print. That's what I meant. Yeah. Yep.
I didn't think they had collected it at all. I didn't realize they had a trade of it before. So.
Yeah. Wrapping up the Marvel stuff from D23 with my personal favorite thing that we got out of D23 this year. I might be more excited for this than any Marvel thing that I've seen in a long time. If we're talking just hype based on trailers,
it's up there.
Trailer for Werewolf by Night. My God, this Halloween special directed by Michael Giacchino, famed composer Michael Giacchino. This just looks amazing. The entire trailer is in black and white. It looks like a mix of old Universal monster movies from the 30s with a little bit of like tongue-in-cheek Tales from the Crypt humor. It just looks wild, man. It looks so cool. I hope to God that it actually is in black and white and this wasn't just something that they did for the trailer. I really love the way this looks. I love the way it's acted. I love the way it's portrayed. It just looks so cool. I don't know.
Yeah.
This looks awesome. Yeah.
I know we talked earlier on it, but I think I wouldn't be surprised if we saw like the first half of the episode or like most of the episode in the black and white, like noir type feel to it. And then, you know, towards the end, especially if they want to reuse the characters or if, you know, anything progresses beyond this, because it's a one shot, but you know, they're going to want to find a way to use the characters or do something with it. So if it's in that vein, I got a hunch you'll see like towards the end the palette shift like we did with WandaVision or something along those lines.
Yeah, I guess.
But either way, it looks fun and campy and glorious.
Yeah, glorious. I'm just so excited about it. And I'm interested because a long time ago, probably like a year ago, we got an announcement of that they cast somebody as this character that we know. I don't remember the character's name.
Yeah,
it's
same.
A Hispanic character that is the werewolf. But the way the people were talking in this trailer, it looked like it was like one of you is going to turn into a monster. So, you know, it could be that they're doing like a bait and switch thing where we don't know who's going to be the werewolf and the characters don't know who's going to be the werewolf. And that would be really cool if all of a sudden somebody that's not who we think it is turns out to, you know, just starts turning into a wolf and murdering people. Like, I don't know. Looks great. It looks really good.
Gail Garcia Bernal, known for Y Tu Mama Tambien, Babel, Coco, and you know, some other stuff. But he's playing the Jack Russell incarnation, which of course is fitting for someone that turns into a dog.
A dog, yeah, true.
Because you can't not have it, you know, hit right on the head for comic readers.
Yep. Werewolf by Night comes out, I think it was October 28th, I think, right before Halloween, right on Halloween weekend. Perfect. I'm going to watch the heck out of that, I'm sure. All right, moving on into some comics. We don't have any comics news this week, just because we had a bit of a bigger episode. But I will take this opportunity to remind you that you can call, email, or walk into your local comic book store and ask them to order a copy of a new horror anthology that is in previews right now. A horror anthology called From the Static from Band of Bards Publishing. Why do I want you to order that? Because I have a story in that very horror anthology. I have written it's a 6-page story called Post-Traumatic Credit Scene, illustrated and lettered by the wonderful Riley McFarlane, my comic creating partner. And it is in previews right now, so you can ask them to order it. The cutoff is at the end of this month, I believe, so you do have a few more weeks to be able to do this, but please do it so it can show up on your shelves and you can read a work that I made. Otherwise, I don't know really how you're going to read it. If you want to read a horror story that I wrote, I don't know. I can't give them to you. You got to go buy it. You got to do this. So call your local comic store. Tell them to order it for you, and they will order it for you because they're nice people. I guarantee you. They're nice people. Especially if you go to Funky Town Comics, because those people are very nice. Post-Traumatic Credit Scene is the name of my story in a horror anthology called From the Static from Band of Bards Publishing. Have them order it for you. It comes out November 16th, but you can pre-order it right now. Please do. This week in your local comic book stores, we got Amazing Spider-Man number 9, Army of Darkness versus Reanimator number 3, Batgirls number 10, Batman vs. Robin number 1, Batman Urban Legends number 19, Captain Marvel number 41, Daredevil number 3, Edge of the Spider-Verse number 3, Harley Quinn 30th Anniversary Special number 1, Happy Anniversary Harley, The Immortal Red Sonja number 6, Iron Man 23, Love Everlasting number 2, Revealer number 1, Superman Son of Kal-El number 15, Star Wars Bounty Hunters number 27, Wonder Woman number 791, and X-Men Red number 6. So much great stuff coming out every week at your local comic book shop. Woo!
Absolutely.
I gotta say, I am behind on everything. I'm behind on my reading in general.
I can't read when we have 17 shows coming out.
I know, that's the thing. And there's shows that I want to watch and that I want to spend time on. And I have other stuff to do on nights that they're not on. So I just can't, I got to keep up with something. I don't know. I got a Nightwing I got to read still. I think I am caught up on Superman Son of Kal-El, but I have this whole stack back here behind you that, I don't know. Those are from weeks ago I haven't read yet. So it's too much.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've progressed too. Now the comics are behind me and there's even like trades that I haven't read yet. So.
Oh yeah, plenty of trades I haven't read. I just keep buying them though.
Oh yeah, I'm like, oh, that one's gonna be good. Oh wait, like I said last week, I think I said I dove into to start the Ta-Nehisi Coates Black Panther run.
Yeah.
And I have Amazon had a bundle like trades 1, 2, and 3, and I got like 5 pages into one and then had to go watch House of the Dragon or Lord of the Rings and never got back to it. So it's still sitting over there.
Yep. Yeah, it's put to the point now where I have several volumes of like series that I'm reading that I haven't read. Like, even though I've only like through like Sandman, I've read through like maybe volume 7, but I still have 8 and 9, and I ordered them, and I haven't even gotten close to starting them yet. But they're just sitting there. I got them.
Why not?
I've said it many times. Buying comics and reading comics are 2 different hobbies.
Very different hobbies.
Example of that. All right, moving on.
Actually, yeah, I've got the One Bad Day sitting right there that I haven't even touched.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's really good.
That's what I've heard from you and like 5 other people. Were like, did you read that? I'm like, no, I haven't. It's right there.
Yeah, really good. Moving on into some one-shots. Starting off with a bummer. Paper Girls canceled at Amazon Prime after 1 season. And you know what? It's partly my fault. I haven't watched it yet.
Oh,
it's
same.
my fault. Yeah, it's our fault. We did it, Steve. What's wrong with us? It's our fault. Sorry. Sorry,
Yeah.
Paper Girls fan. Of which I am one. I don't know. There's just so much else to watch. I just couldn't get to it. I wanted to. It's on my list. I'm still going to watch it. I still do want to see it. I saw a critic I follow online, William Bibiani. We've referenced him on this show, I think, before in the past. In reference to Paper Girls, he said, I totally understand the attitude of not wanting to watch a show, to start watching a show after it's been canceled because you know it's not going forward, but you are missing out on so much great art when you think that way. Like, just because it's not moving forward doesn't mean it's not, what you have of it isn't worth watching.
Right.
And I was like, that's a really good point. So, you know, it's like I did not have the drive to finish Y the Last Man because I was so let down that it got canceled. And I think I had like 1 episode left in that first season. I loved so much, and I was like, oh, it got canceled. I'm not gonna finish watching it.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I missed out on like the whatever cool stuff happened in that last episode. It doesn't mean that it was not enjoyable. So, gotta like kind of tweak your brain a little bit. But anyway, bummer. Paper Girls won't be moving forward. But you know what? The comics are still there, people. You can go read those Brian K. Vaughan and Cliff Chiang comics. They're out there, and they're great. So go read those instead. That's all I got.
Absolutely. And, you know, anything with Brian K. Vaughan's name on it usually is solid. Apparently, yeah. I haven't heard of the relaunch of Saga, but if the original run was any hype, then or any bellwether, then yeah, it's probably good.
I'm sure it's going good. Plus, Saga, from what I've read of it, seems like it's very hard to adapt into anything else. So,
yeah.
I mean, if they can't get Y the Last Man and Paper Girls up and running, then I doubt they're even going to ever try getting Saga up and running.
Oh, they may try, but...
They may try. I guarantee you at some point somebody will try, but who knows?
Yep. Well, one thing we do know is that it was announced that Captain America and Black Panther will be teaming up in a video game for us. Based on, I believe, World War II. So they'll be fighting Hydra and the Nazis in World War II. So that said, it may be obvious to some, but the Black Panther in this may not be T'Challa, and by may not, I mean he's not there.
Yeah, I read that there's some comics run from a while ago that was like Captain America during World War II teaming up with T'Challa's like grandfather or something.
Flags of Our Fathers. Yeah, it was a Marvel Knights imprint.
Yes, Flags of Our Fathers. Yep. Yeah. But there's no indication that this game's going to be based on that exact storyline. But
there's at least some precedent that it happened.
Yep. Yeah, so, I'm excited about that. Written by Amy Hennig, who was the writer on the Uncharted games, which are awesome, and also Mark Bernardin, who we have referenced on this show a number of times. So
Uncharted movie, I've heard much less awesome.
Yeah, I've heard that as well. I have no interest in seeing that movie. No offense to Tom Holland or anyone else involved. I'll just play the game. That feels like you're playing a movie.
Right. Tom Holland and Marky Mark.
Yeah, not great casting, I don't think, for that movie.
He did not bring the Funky Bunch.
No, I know. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, our last one shot, a little more than a one shot, but it's worth saving for the end, I think, because it's so fun and cool. There was some non-Star Wars Lucasfilm stuff at D23. One of those, we got a trailer for the new Willow series. Willow being a fantasy film released in the 80s by Lucasfilm. Describing it to Steve before we went live, who has never seen Willow. It's basically like a cross between Labyrinth and Lord of the Rings, made by Lucasfilm. So it's like push Lord of the Rings and Labyrinth together and like sprinkle a little like Star Wars feel on the top of it. Directed by Ron Howard, and you get Willow. It's pretty good. I would like to revisit it. I haven't seen it since I was a kid. I would like to revisit the film before the series comes out to see if it holds. Excuse me, see if it holds up, and we'll find out. The more exciting stuff from Lucasfilm and D23 that was non-Star Wars related was that a teaser trailer, released footage, was shown. Teaser trailer for Indiana Jones 5. Still no official title, but Harrison Ford was there himself to introduce the footage with his co-star Phoebe Waller-Bridge. And in talking about it, he got a little choked up when he was talking about how much he loved the movie and thought it was great. He gave a lot of that credit to Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Said that a lot of it is because of her.
Yep.
We still don't know who she's playing, I don't think, or like their relationship in the movie could be daughter or relative of some kind, or it could just be friend. I don't know. But very cool no matter what. And he said, this is definitely it. This is the last one. He said, I'm not going to fall down for you again, I think, or something like that. Yeah, that's good because you're 80. You shouldn't be falling down at all. So it's funny to see, like, as much as he like hates Star Wars-y stuff, I feel like he's a very curmudgeon-y about Han Solo questions and Star Wars stuff.
Yep.
I really feel like he loves Indiana Jones.
Indy, yeah.
He really loves playing him, and he really likes the movies, and you can tell that he has a connection to this character over any other, like, certainly Han Solo or Deckard or any other, like, genre character he's played multiple times. Like, he really likes Indiana Jones. And I feel like
and you can tell he, like, the joy in his face when he was reunited with Ke Kwan, who played Short Round. There was a picture that went around of the two of them reuniting, and it's just like, you have never. It's one of those where you're like, you want to aspire to have someone look at you the way that Harrison Ford looked at Ke Kwan in that picture.
Yeah. I saw that picture about 1,000 times on my Twitter timeline. Everybody was sharing that picture. Everyone was liking it. But to be clear, it has not been said that Ke Kwan or Short Round is in Indiana Jones 5. Ke Kwan was at D23 because he was cast in Loki season 2.
Right.
So he was there, but he was not part of the Indiana Jones thing, which I feel like it's definitely a missed opportunity to not bring back Short Round this movie at all. And it seemed like because he wasn't there for that, I don't know, maybe they're just not announcing it or whatever, but
especially if this is like Indy's send-off, like, bring him back.
Yeah, I mean, it can certainly be a good movie without him in it. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying, like, yeah, you should probably put him in it. But anyway, and Ke Kwan's face was very excited to, like,
100%, yep,
hugging Harrison Ford. And he was someone that was, like, retired from acting for a long time, and now he's in a Marvel thing, and he was in Everything Everywhere All at Once, which is one of the best movies I've seen in a super long time. So, good for him. And,
as LL Cool J once said, don't call it a comeback.
Don't call it a comeback. Yeah. Hopefully we get some more information on Indiana Jones 5 sometime soon, because I feel like I've come around, like, for a while I was like, don't make another one. The fourth one was bad, and he's, like, super old and blah, blah, blah. Like, now I'm getting on the hype train for this movie. I'm like, he's excited about it. He wants to do it. I think, what's the director's name? Director. It's not Chris. I can only think of Chris McQuarrie, who does the Mission Impossible movies, but it's the guy. Oh, James Mangold did.
There you go.
That's right. James Mangold's a great filmmaker.
My brain was only saying Steven Spielberg, and I'm like, no, that's not right.
I think he said something at the presentation that he mentioned that Steven Spielberg and George Lucas were somehow involved in, like, part of the process, or, like, kind of more hands-on in some form, which is good because some people were turned off by them not being involved. I'm not. I'm just excited that I don't know. I'm more excited for this movie than I thought I would ever be. Yeah. And I'm really hoping that we do get to look at that trailer pretty soon, or some kind of maybe there's a release date already, but I don't know. I haven't. It's not on the top of my brain. So Anyway, that is pretty much all the stuff we got. Is there anything else you wanted to add? Watching anything good? Reading anything good we should talk about?
Well, since we're not doing a standalone, I would say we should probably touch on the fact that She-Hulk is continuing to defy expectations of what you can do with a Marvel show. And I did not think I would want a legal procedural that is about 25 minutes long every week and loving every minute of it.
I did not, by any way, shape, or form, think I was going to love She-Hulk nearly as much as I am loving it. It might be my favorite Marvel Disney Plus series. Or it's like... And it's not even over yet. So I guess they have time to make it worse.
Right.
Or they have time to make it better. Like, is it going to... Right now, WandaVision is my number one. Like, is it going to be better? I can see this overtaking WandaVision in my rankings of Disney Plus shows. I'm having so much fun with it. I'm laughing out loud at every episode. Like, the tone is just perfect. Can we talk about Madison? Like, everyone's favorite new MCU character. So great. 2 N's and 1 Y, but not where you think. She's so incredible, so funny. Teaming her up with Wong, hilarious. Like, how can anyone not like this show? How can anyone not like this show?
I had to laugh. Our friend of the pod, Adam, texted when he was watching it, I think, and he's like, Wong watching The Sopranos was just A+.
Yeah.
It's like, they just hit all the notes.
Oh my God, it's so good. It's so funny.
So, and just the fact that we found out that Wong is a former Target employee and
likes gin and tonics.
Right. Yeah. We're learning more about Wong. I keep wanting to say Benedict Wong because Benedict Wong is the actor's name.
Right, I know.
So that had to have made life easy on set for him. Like, they're just...
Right.
Oh, Wong, do this. Oh, okay, I don't have to think about I'm in character or not. It's just like, that's my name.
They're calling me by my name.
Right.
Perfect. She-Hulk was great. We just haven't really had the time to devote to multiple reviews. But speaking of multiple reviews, we did just do earlier tonight. We recorded an episode, a recap of Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power, episode 3. We also kind of talked about the show in general, since I hadn't had a chance to talk about it really with Steve too much yet. So that should be in your feed already. You can check that out right now.
It is in your feed already.
It is. It's in your feed right now. It's there. It's there. What are you waiting for? Stop listening to me. We're wrapping this up. Just start listening to that one. Not right now. Come on, go. And who knows? If you like us talking about Rings of Power, let us know. If you'd rather us jump back to House of the Dragon and talk about that more, let us know. It's hard for us to do both because House of the Dragon starts after we usually start recording this show. So, it bumps everything back a little bit. But let us know. If you'd rather have more House of Dragon, that's great. If you'd rather have more Lord of the Rings, great. Let us know. And I think that's all I got. You got anything else, Steve?
No, just the usual. Feel free to like, subscribe, follow us on whatever means and methods of your choice are to consume our content, be it Twitch, be it YouTube, be it your podcatcher of choice. Always trying to leave a review if you could. It helps us out quite a bit. Contact us at the multiverseport@gmail.com. Check out the multiverseport.com for the most updated of each of the feeds. And beyond that, hit us up on the socials. Ask us whatever you need to. Tell us whatever you need to. Complain. We don't care. Just interact with us if you want. And we're around.
Yeah, we sure are. That's about it. So until next time, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And we'll see you in the multiverse.